Now listen to this for a second. So, there's a little chord progression, and that's fine, but now listen to this. Same chords, same right hand. The only thing that's changed is what my left hand is doing. Here's the good news. The difference between those two sounds isn't 50 patterns in the left hand. It's just 4. Just 4 left-hand patterns that do about 90% of the work. And once they're in your hand, in your left hand, you will never freeze up over what that left hand needs to be doing again. So I'm going to show you all 4 of these patterns. Now, I don't want you to think of this as left-hand technique, because that makes it sound like something that you need years of lessons to master. I want you to think of this instead as 4 left-hand patterns that I'm going to show you. Little shapes that you reuse over and over. It's kind of like learning 4 chords on a guitar. Now, I'm not a guitarist, but I know that you don't relearn the chords every time you play a song that uses those chords. You just move the chords around. So that's how it's going to work with these 4 left-hand patterns that I'm going to show you. We're going to start with the simplest one, and then we'll move on to some that are a little bit more fancy. So for each one, we'll play the right hand first, where you have the chords or the melody, then the left hand alone, and then we'll play both together. I call that my 3-layer method. And I do this so that it doesn't feel overwhelming. And if a pattern doesn't click right away, don't despair. That's completely normal because your hands are learning a new job. We're not going for feel the burn here. We're just going for just getting you used to playing these patterns in your left hand. So let's go to the overhead camera and get started. The first pattern that I want to show you for the left hand is the foundation, and it's almost ridiculously simple. You basically have 2 notes, the root and the 5th above it. Now we're going to stay primarily in the key of C, but of course you can transpose this to other keys. So we take a C chord, the left hand plays C, and then the G above it. That's the whole pattern, root and 5th. Why does that sound so solid? Because that interval, the 5th, is open, it's stable. It never really fights with what your right hand is doing. It just kind of holds the floor up underneath it. Let's do our 3-layer system here. First, we have a C chord. That's our first layer. The second layer is the left hand alone, root and 5th, and then both together. Now, I'm going to demonstrate this without talking because I can't play and talk at the same time. It's almost ridiculously simple, isn't it? Now, as I play this again, I want you to notice something. I'm not staring at my left hand the whole time. What you're doing here is you're building muscle memory. That only happens when you let the hand find the notes itself. You look once, okay, I've got it, and then you trust yourself to play it without looking. Let's try this with a song that practically everyone knows. I love to use this song because it's simple. Everybody knows this song. And that is of course, the hymn, Amazing Grace. And actually, in this video, we're going to use a different song for each pattern so that each pattern gets its own identity in your ear. So here is Amazing Grace, and we're going to play it in the key of G. So now we have the root, G, and the 5th, D. Then we have to change chords, so we go to C and G, and then D and G. Or excuse me, G and D. Anyway, hymns want that solid, grounded root 5th foundation. Strong, stable. That's pattern 1. Very simple, but you can see how it already makes it, here I am trying to talk and play at the same time, makes it sound more interesting. Now pattern 2 takes the same notes and spreads them out in time. Instead of playing a whole chord at once, we're going to play root, 5th, octave. Now we can call that a broken chord. We're breaking it into pieces. We're leaving out the 3rd because sometimes the 3rd shows up in the melody. So now the music has a gentle motion underneath, like a heartbeat under everything that your right hand is doing. So first you take the right hand alone, get yourself comfortable playing the tune, and then the left hand. Take it slow. Your fingers are moving one at a time now, and they need to learn how to make that little trip. If your broken chord or this root, 5th root pattern that you're playing now, this is pattern number 2. If it sounds uneven, some notes are loud and some are soft, well, that's the most normal thing in the world. Evenness comes from slow repetition, not trying harder. And, if you happen to, miss, don't let a wrong note bother you. Just try again. Let's try it with a different song. This is Scarborough Fair. We're going to play it in the key of A minor. Gentle rolling motion. By the way, if it happens to be Christmas time when you're watching this video, you can play Silent Night. This is pattern number 2. Here I go again, trying to play and talk. Now, by the way, if this is starting to make sense to you, then it would really make my day if you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I make these videos for adults who are finding their way back to the piano, or maybe even starting from scratch. By the way, if you'd also like to say thanks, there's a Buy Me a Coffee link below. Anyway, back to the keys. Now let's look at pattern number 3. This one is called walking bass. And this is the pattern where it starts to sound even a little bit more interesting. The idea behind walking bass is very simple. Instead of jumping from one note of the chord to the next, your left hand walks there. Kind of like stepping stones across a creek. I think I've used that example before. So, for example, instead of going from C to F, you walk up. Those notes in between are passing notes. They pass you smoothly on to the next chord. Instead of just something like this, it's kind of the same idea behind passing chords that I've talked about. It gives you that smooth, professional sound. Try the left hand alone several times before you add the right. We're going from C to F. Of course, you can do this and you can also walk back down. By the way, don't worry about playing this in an exact time. Don't get out the metronome or anything like that. We just want to get the notes in the right order. The rhythm comes later, and it comes more easily than you might think. But let's use this walking bass on another song that you might know, when the saints go marching in. So we start with C in the bass. And then we're going to walk up. Something like that. Now, what I'm playing, of course, is not exactly how it's going to go, and there will be more complete examples of this in the bonus video that I'm doing for patrons of the channel. But that's the walking bass. Now, pattern number 4 is very elegant. It has an old name. We call it the Alberti bass. It's named after a composer from back in the 1700s. Now, you've heard it 10,000 times. You've heard it in Mozart. You've heard it played in old hymns and film music. It's just our broken chord. But instead of going bottom to top, we go bottom, top, middle, top, root, fifth, third, fifth. That little back and forth kind of gives it a bit of a shimmer, you see. Now, this particular pattern is the most likely to tangle up your fingers, so if you can't do it today, that's completely fine. You know, just put it on the metaphorical shelf if you like and come back to it in a little while. There's no shame in that. You want to practice this pattern with your left hand alone, that little 4-note shape, until it's smooth. And then you can use it on a song like... Got to change the chord here. Something else to think about when you're doing this Alberti bass. You don't always have to start with the root. Watch what I do here. Then you stay. Now we're playing that broken chord. We have the 5th, 3rd, root, 5th. Your hand doesn't have to move very far. There's another inverted version of an Alberti bass pattern. So there they are. You've got 4 left-hand patterns, the root and the 5th, and the broken chord, which even though we're leaving out the 3rd, the melody fills it in. We have the walking bass and the Alberti bass. Remember to think of these as patterns, not technique. That sounds too technical. Now, the point is that you don't need 50 different patterns for your left hand. You just need these 4. You practice them slowly until they're under your fingers and you begin to use them without even thinking. So here's what you can do. Pick one of these, just one. Play it slowly. Play it in a few different keys until it's comfortable. And then later on, when you're comfortable with that, you can add another one of the patterns until you've got all 4 of them firmly planted in your brain and in your muscle memory, in your fingers. Now, there's a way to combine these patterns, to switch them in mid-song so that your left hand follows the mood of the music instead of staying stuck on one pattern. That's its own lesson, and that's the one that we're going to do next. So make sure you're subscribed, get these 4 patterns under your fingers, and I'll see you in the next video. So, well, actually, you'll see me. I won't see you. But thank you for spending part of your day at the piano with me, and I look forward to speaking to you in the next one.